The United Nations expressed serious concerns over the deaths of at least 11 people in Kenya, where police and protesters clashed during anti-government demonstrations the previous day. The violence erupted on Sabasaba Day, when demonstrators annually mark the events of July 7, 1990, when Kenyans rose up to demand a return to multi-party democracy after years of autocratic rule by then-President Daniel Arap Moi. Governance and leadership is a deep-rooted issue in Kenya, and these protests may now be a normal occurrence for a while to come. Here is our cover report. Kenya has been on the decline for quite some time now. The protests on the 7th of July this year were a culmination of build-up anger towards the government of William Samoei Ruto. The protests coincided with the anniversary of the 1990 Sabasaba rally, a landmark demonstration that helped push Kenya towards multi-party democracy. Kenyan police opened fire on a charging crowd of protesters. Throughout the morning, anti-riot police patrolled the streets, deploying tear gas and water cannons to disperse demonstrators, while heavily armed police officers stood guard near armored vehicles. Streets were strewn with stones and spent tear gas canisters as protesters regrouped in various parts of the city. Despite the crackdown, protesters have continued to face off with police and a sustained and heavy security presence. In the end, 11 people lost their lives in the recent skirmishes.
We are deeply troubled by the killings yesterday of at least 10 people, as well as looting and destruction of property in Kenya as police and other security forces responded to violent protests in the capital of Nairobi and at least 16 other counties. Lethal ammunition, rubber bullets, tear gas, and water cannons were used.
Just like in the recent riots, police brutality was on the spot, with security personnel accused of using force on the protesters, inflicting serious injuries on dozens, maiming others, especially the youth. When in actual sense, the reason why most people went to the streets was to voice their displeasure at how security forces were treating them. This has forced the country's human rights groups and opposition to react.
I propose that the country urgently returns to the agenda of comprehensive police reforms, focusing on enhancing accountability, transparency, and improving the police-to-people relationship. Your rogue police force that shoots people with impunity. And this is a force that we inherited from the colonialists. We must end impunity and corruption within our three arms of government. Our leaders must become modest, ethical, humble, and accountable.
The country's Interior Minister, Kipchumba Murkomen, has been accused of sowing discontent when he issued orders of shoot to kill to the police, a statement that has irked many Kenyans.
It is now clear that there was no protest, it was chaos, anarchy. Parliament was being targeted, and State House was being targeted. Those who planned this chaos had a very premeditated plan.
The dust has settled for now, but accountability remains a huge concern for many Kenyans.
I didn't do any work yesterday. I had only tea in the morning as breakfast and my lunch, and in the evening I had kale for supper because I had no option. If I had gone to work yesterday, I had planned to at least have eggs and a decent meal with my family. I never made any money at all. I only wish the government, whether we like it or not, listened to the cries of the people.
To every police officer.
Amid all the melee and displeasure towards the Kenyan president, Ruto made a shocking announcement early this month. The president says he's building a church at the State House in Nairobi, that he will pay for himself, and says he has nothing to apologize for. That statement alone has angered Kenyans already frustrated with his style of leadership and what they regard as the entanglement of the state and the church. Africa Bureau, WION, World is One.